Hello, my fellow patriots. This is Alex with Disabled Vets Perspective, and I wanted to come on here real quick tonight, and hopefully I'm casting, but I know my signal's not great.
You're live.
But still waiting on D-Live to come up. PTP, hey Pete, how are you? Dootsy Bug, good to see you. Preacher, welcome. All right, Cheryl Capone and Miss Mary, hey there. I wanted to get on here because I am hearing everybody basically say, okay, I quit. It's over. We're done. And I kind of wish that mentality wasn't going so hard right now. Hello, Charity. How are you? Johnny Half. Good to see you. I wanted to get on here and I want to basically say that you cannot give up yet. I've been doing this for quite a while. I've been trying to explain how the new system will work. I've explained that we're moving into the phase of Nasera. We're dissolving the corporation and everything that's going on. Mr. Preacher, how are you? Good to see you. Miguel, welcome, and Johnny Rhodes and Jebneil, how you doing? Did I skip somebody there? Oh, Johnny Half, I got you. All right, so yeah, nothing is over. It's if you just take a few minutes and look at what's going on, you would realize that this is a process. And Major Ron, how you doing? First off, you have to look at the other countries right now that are their entire governments have resigned, and that is a process that's necessary under GISERA, where we're moving into the global system of prosperity. Hello, Lori and Grandma Moses. So if you look at that, you look at the fact that those governments have resigned, their entire governments. These countries at this moment do not have a government. And then you come back over here to our country, and part of this is going to require understanding the whole process of being a corporation, dissolving that corporation, and moving forward as a republic once again. Hello, Margot and Peggy Stevens. Good to see you. Big Dog, welcome. All right, let me take a look and see if my looks like my D-Live is working. It's rendering like crazy, but it's there. Thank you for the diamonds and the ice creams. Appreciate you guys. Anyway, so some things have happened today, and if you're not really well versed in how our system is really designed to work, you're going to miss all of them. There were some absolute errors performed today right in our face to basically inform us that this was nothing more than a show. It was a sham. It's been a sham from the beginning, but it's been allowed to play out because certain things can't be pursued if they're not completed, if you know what I mean. Eminem, how you doing? And Keith Earhart, welcome. Lori, Linda Horner, good to see you. First off, mistake number one, they swore in the vice president first. Okay, no go. That's not how that works. There is no vice president to swear in if there's no president to replace if you have a problem. See, Milton, how are you? So all smiles is here too. Welcome. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that too. The flag on the White House. Tony, man, good to see you. Anyway, the flag on the White House was retired about 4 days ago. That's really significant if you understand the process we're going through. First off, you need to realize that DC is technically a foreign entity. It's a foreign nation state that exists on our soil. Therefore, it has to be conquered by our military and brought into the Union as a territory, and then surrendered to the state. Whatever process has to be done for that to work. But in order to seize the foreign land of DC And when I say foreign land, I mean it. It belongs to the crown. It's under British rule. And the only way to get that back is through foreign interference in a national election because of one certain executive order that if a country is involved in nefarious acts in our elections, then their assets can be seized. And sure enough, we had foreign interference. Dave, good to see you. We had foreign interference, and therefore the property can be seized under that executive order. And that's basically what happened. London banker cartel, right? The flag was lowered and surrendered on the White House, which basically turns that property over to the conquering military, which happens to be the United States military. So if you think about this, the military has possession of the White House. It seized it from a foreign owner, and now they have possession of it. And if you've noticed that Joe Biden is not allowed in the residence of the White House. Conservative Patriot, how are you? And Miss Mary, Warsaw Patriot, good to see you. The Bidens are actually staying in another place, like a guest quarters, about a block away from the White House. Now, why do you suppose that is? And this goes again to everything that I tell you guys. I only give you the information that I can give you, but I try to get you to start looking for yourself so you can understand it, research it, find things by yourself so that you can really take it in. And what we're going to have happen now, if you look at the White House, as a matter of fact, I've got something up here. I just wanted to bring it to your attention real quick, because what we have created in Washington is an occupation and basically a prison. It's, if you look at the fencing that has been put around the Capitol, there are openings in this fencing, but the handles are on the outside. And again, logically thinking, I thought we were supposed to be keeping people out. But if you put all the handles and the access to open these gates on the outside, isn't it more likely you're going to be trying to keep people in? And the same thing with the razor wire that's put in place. It all looks like a prison. And this image right here, I know it's kind of small, but let me see if I can get it a little bigger. That image is the White House. When is the last time you remember the White House having floodlights on it? And, doesn't that look a little bit like a prison to you? Doesn't it look like a holding facility or an occupied facility that maybe has roaming security so that everything is lighted up so they can all see it? Hello, Ryan. Anyway, to me, it does. And all the fencing that I see around the Capitol also looks like a specific type of encampment, a prison camp. Now, on this image also, there's a huge structure back here. This is behind the White House. That structure, when I was going through looking at things, and I'll tell you where I found this. It's on a site called We Go Social. It's a lot like the Facebook, but minus the censorship. So you might want to go to We Go Social, look me up, tag me and become friends with me over there. But some of the articles that come through there, some of the information, it's very interesting stuff. Let me get this out of here just a second. Now, the question was asked about that structure. Somebody got on there and asked the general question, what is that structure that's been built behind the White House? And the answer was given by somebody who works in the corrections department. And they said that that structure is a temporary holding facility with multi-story caging, basically, with individual holding cells. And out behind that is another area that looks like it's set up for some kind of a jury or some kind of, it looks like a trial room out in the open air. So it is possible, and I'm never going to say it's absolute, but it is entirely possible that that holding facility was put there for people that are going to be detained in this process, and the area that looks like a hearing room or hearing floor out in the open air could be where they run the military tribunals. So this thing is going to blossom in the next few days.
It's a media tower.
Media tower. Well, like I said, I don't know for sure, but the man that actually gave the description said it looked an awful lot like a facility for detention. So again, I'm not a genie. I don't have every answer. Hey, Killer Whale, how are you? But what I do have is the ability to put together things just by seeing what's going on around me and what is being presented.
You said they did interviews from it today.
Did they? Okay, well, said they did interviews. All right, so maybe I stand corrected. That's fine. The point I'm trying to make is this thing is not over. There's too many pieces still in play. And one of the key pieces, being that this was a foreign land, is in order to basically get out of the way so that the military can take occupation of this foreign land, the president had to leave. So what he has done today is he has stepped down from the control of the corporation, and now he has left it, and the military will take over and do their thing. The Like I said, the vice president doesn't get sworn in first. That's a no-go. The supposed president got sworn in at 10 minutes till noon, and that's a no-go because you can't have two presidents serving at the same time. So that means that he is technically not been sworn in as a lawful president yet. The other thing to think about is his team, that would be Biden's team, is being blocked from access to military operations. They're not being allowed to see this stuff. Now, if you had a legitimate president put in place, it would be open doors because the president has the highest security clearance and nothing is supposed to be held from them, although they held everything from Trump, which was illegal too.
I want you to explain the flags, the weird flags.
The orange fringe flags.
Explain the weird flags.
Well, behind the president during his farewell speech, those wrinkled old flags that were back there with the orange fringe on them, that's all part of it. Well, look at that, PTP. Anyway, he just joined. We go, looks like. So, yeah, those flags with the orange fringe are part of the corporation. And there is on WeGo, I had a really good article, actually, where somebody had brought it all out on print on how that works. But it's admiralty law. When you go into a court that has a flag with an orange fringe, you're actually going into a foreign controlled area and technically entering foreign soil. So your constitution does not give you any protection there. You are an entity in a form and under the control of the admiralty law. So it's a lot to it. Hello, zombie. Good to see you. Anyway, I just was hoping I could scroll down, but my signal is not great tonight. But yeah, I'm going to follow him. So let's see here. Yeah, never mind me. I'm just looking. Anyway, in this We Go Social, they had a very good explanation of the gold fringe, probably better than I could do. But I'd have to scroll down to it because they put some posts in pretty regularly on here. But anyway, this one is explaining the 1871 February 21st, the act that brought us under the corporation. So right now, with the president being away from D.C., and when the military moves to take over and seize the foreign occupied land, they will not be able to come back and say, oh, look what Trump did. And optics are important because every opportunity the media has to blame something on Donald Trump is another weapon that they use for the masses that aren't awake. So what is the full spectrum dominance? I am not sure. It's first I've heard of that. Yeah, see, Milton. Yeah, it was 11:48 specifically when they swore him in. So right now, there's nothing that he's going to do that matters because he's not legal. And the apparently somebody took an image. One of the reporters got an image of one of the 17 executive orders that he signed. He only signed like 3 of them in front of the cameras, but apparently these things were blank. So this may all be the biggest puppet show in history just to keep people off balance. And you have to remember, if we as the public, as hard as it is for us to get information, if we are in a perpetual state of confusion, then you can figure that the people that we're going against are also in that same state of confusion. There's no way to keep up with so much disinformation and misinformation without tripping all over yourself. Thank you for the diamond, PNW Militia. Appreciate you. And Suzanne for the ice cream. Appreciate you guys. Anyway, but yeah, it was 11:48 Eastern time. It was 10:48 our time. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to get this. Thing's not going to scroll real well for me. I was hoping I could get that article brought up from the about the gold fringe, but there is information out there about that. So it's a matter of looking up the Act of 1871 and then following it forward. But what we're going to be doing is dumping all of that, and those flags with the orange fringe are going to go away, and you'll get your American flag back without being defaced, because that's what it is. That gold fringe is really defacing and imprisoning the American flag and the American people. It's not supposed to be there. I just don't see it. I'm trying, but also trying to keep my sanity. Well, I understand. That's why I'm trying to do this, but I know I'm a little sporadic. But the thing that I said in a video a couple of days ago is, under the original Constitution, the inauguration had nothing to do with the 20th of January. Mm-hmm. I said it's very possible that the 20th of January was created by the bankers for a fiscal year or for a taxable year so that they can get everything in place at a certain time. But the actual inauguration of a president is March 4th. So we have time. I'm wore out by all of this, and I'm sick of trying to hold on to false hope. I trust in God 100%, not any man to save us. That's true. And that's why I'm saying that this isn't about Trump. This isn't about Biden. This is about getting rid of a controlling entity that has had the grip on America since 1871. It's going to get rid of the banking cartels that basically control every country. it's going taxes. You will pay about a 20% sales tax on any non-essential new item. All these other taxes are going to go away. So that's all part of it. But we have until March 4th. So it doesn't matter what Biden does. It's irrelevant because the corporation has officially been dissolved. So he is a president of a corporation that no longer exists.
Preacher needs
So
a wrench.
what?
Preacher needs a wrench.
Preacher needs a wrench. Well, I'm not even on my YouTube right now.
Okay.
But I can get over there and try to get him a wrench. Let me see if I can get him a wrench. So anyway, this thing is not over, not even close. We still got a process to go through, and once things are started to be released for the public consumption, things will get easier to understand. But part of the reason that Lone Star Prep, how you doing? Part of the reason that they are keeping this state of confusion is if you look at the zombies that are walking around, the Antifa, they look straight up like they're coming from a zombie flick. They're just kind of walking around aimlessly. It's like they don't have direction yet. Drop it like it's Scott. How you doing? If it comes out that their God Biden is not who they think he is, and that he's not going to be there anymore, then they're going to erupt like a volcano. So the best thing to do is to make sure that everybody is in place so that when this information is divulged to the public, they will be able to say that they will be able to control any uprising that may come. And right now up there in Seattle, they're already being idiots. They're already damaging the Democrat headquarters and burning flags and stuff like that, which, if you think about it, is pretty stupid because they're destroying, their guardians, the Democrats, the ones that have praised them and paid them and helped them get to where they are. So it shows how aimless they are. They're just bent on destruction and mayhem, and that's all. They're brainless, useful idiots. It's just we heard this date, then that date arrives, and then another date, and on it goes. I'm beginning to think it's just more false hope. Well, you got to look at the dates that are the most important.
Shows how aimless they are.
Shut up.
On destruction.
I didn't mean to have that. I hate that when that guy interrupts me. But anyway, the dates that are important are the dates that the president takes basically his seat as the presidency of the country, and that is March 4th. That's the next date that is of significance. And it's just like when we were approaching January 20th, I was telling you all these other dates going up to January 20th, where the media was trying to emphasize how absolutely important these dates were. I was telling you, according to the, that constitution, the one for the corporation, the only date that was mentioned on it was the 20th of January. So, hello, Prophet. I'm not even getting the chat up here on this one. Oh, there it goes. All right, where the hell preacher at?
That's sweet.
Okay, there's that little bugger.
Manuel,
all
I
right.
want you to make me some tea. Put some honey in it. Put some lemon in it.
Put some stank on it.
Put some lemon in it.
All right, so let's see. Add moderator, and
we got lemon.
Okay. Preacher should have a lemon. Yeah, preacher should have a lemon. Quit talking over there. You're putting words in my mouth. Jeez. He's going to listen from afar. How far can you hear me from? Anyway, main thing I wanted to get on here for was just to tell you guys, just step back. Don't let the devastation of the day make your decisions for you. Realize that there still is a process. The military literally has to take over in order for this all to get done correctly, because we've lost our judicial system. So the judicial branch of the government is dead. We have lost the legislative branch. The Senate and the House are corrupted to the core. There's no possibility for repair. So that's two. And the presidency at this moment is illegitimate. So that's all three branches of government that have failed completely. That means that, like all the other countries that have done the same thing, it's going to require that every person in the government be resigned. And then there will be an election in 120 days, and that's probably from November 2nd, I think. But anyway, it'll be an election, and there will be a decision of who is going to be running the different agencies. And on March 4th, if they play the game correctly, have a president back and have some people to lead the districts of the country. So a little bit of time, and people right now, we just some vacation, some to go through this process secretly, of course. But people are hip to the sham. Take a look at the Biden inauguration looked like the Hunger Games, right? Yeah, because they're all playing their part and they're all thinking that they're going to jam it up our ass, but they've lost already. So that was so good I derailed my thought. But yeah, may the odds be ever in your favor. I don't know if you guys also noticed there was a video going around of the National Guard that turned their back on the president. And that's pretty significant. If you're in the military, you know that your commander in chief is the president. And if he was our president, they would be facing disciplinary charges and basically fines. And you can lose rank. You can have all kinds of things if you disrespect the commander in chief, even if you don't like him. But basically, as far as you could see, into the motorcade. So that in itself is another clue that this is not real. This is an illusion. It's all for optics. This is designed to pacify the psychotic idiots in the street that want to do damage just for no reason at all, because we want to try to do this transition without a shot fired. Unfortunately, Antifa has already killed Trump supporters, but the patience of Trump supporters is like that of Job. So they're lucky in that sense. But anyway, the idea is to keep the civil unrest in check and allow this transition to go through smooth and easily. I saw 12B Georgia jumped in here. Wisdom's Corner, how you doing? Yeah, it's a big movie. It really is. Everybody, I believe, is just playing their part. You got to look at this. Look at Biden, both Bidens, Hunter and Sniffendiddle. Those two have committed acts of high treason. Okay, that is a one-way ticket to the gallows upon conviction in a military tribunal. Now, what if they already told him he's caught? What if they said that you have a chance to live or you have a chance to die? You just play your part and 3 hots in a cot and you'll be good to go. What if everybody that's been caught is playing their part? We have to think a little bit outside of the box, because this box, it ain't square, and it's got a lot of stuff falling out of it. It's hard to keep up. They said dance, puppet. Right. I'm late having trouble with my phone. Oh, me too. My phone is crazy. Anyway, I didn't want to come on and be on that long. I just wanted to come on and just try to let people calm down and just take a break, rest a little bit, and come back up and we'll do this again. Just one thing more is that the executive order that was signed by the president, our president, on, I believe it was the second DC into an emergency. He declared DC an emergency based on the 56th inauguration, which is a strange way of wording something, but that means that all of the military assets that are needed can come in and they will fall under the control of the Joint Chiefs, and the Joint Chiefs will have the say-so of how they're used and where they're put. So right now we're getting ready to go under a form of military control. Anybody who said the Insurrection Act was never signed didn't look into it enough, because apparently the Insurrection Act has been signed like 63 times in the history of this country. And it doesn't mean all the streets start crawling with soldiers. That's martial law. It can be applied in regions, districts, and neighborhoods. You can file an Insurrection Act for a very small area. So he had to sign the Insurrection Act, which freed for potential occupation. It all had to be done this way in order to get it where we're going to be. So just take some time, go to WeGo, the WeGo social, sign up for that, and take some time and scroll through there, because the people that are on there, these are real information, and I do pretty well finding information over here, because there are some anons that do some research that is beyond even what I do. I mean, I'm all over the damn computer all day long and well into the night looking for information. That's all I do is get on here and go to work and try to figure out what's going on. And all I can ever do is give you my, as they call it, EWAG, educated wise ass guess. I can look at everything that I see, and then I can put together what I figure might be going on. I definitely don't come out here and say, this is the way it is, damn it, and you can't take anybody else's word for it. I tell you to not listen to me or believe a word I say, to make sure you get out and do your own research, because part of it is, if you guys are doing research and I'm doing research, if I say something and you found out that it is wrong, or that you've been able to find a better source, then you guys kick me that information and it works out perfectly. We're like one big Patriot Snoop team. So no, Lisa won't let you sleep in the bed, Alex. That's why. Some stuff really doesn't need to be divulged on the airwaves of YouTube, but I appreciate you keeping my privacy to myself there, preacher. So anyway, Pete is going to come on in about 5 minutes, so you guys need to run over there. Yeah, we go social. You guys get over there and look me up and do that friend request thing and see what's going on. It's like the Facebook for non-soy folk. You're not going to get much soy from WeGo. So yeah, I see that. I appreciate it. Knowledge sought sticks better than knowledge given. Thank you, Mr. Mikey. That is beautiful. That it was deep. I'm serious. No, I'm not. I'm a little sarcastic, but no, I'm serious. That is the best. That's the best way to put all day long and with it. You hear it and walk away, and then you're on to, oh, did I get popcorn today? So you're right. If you look it up and you read it yourself, even if you've heard it from me, and then you go and you see it on a paper form or whatever, it really is going to stick better, and it's going to allow you to broaden yourself a little bit further. Could you spell for us? We go social.
What is
Invader Zim.
that?
I got
We got popcorn.
things being thrown at me by my son, but God, it's hard to do things when you got your young kids in the house. My young kid is 27. Go play with your toys. But, all right, so like I said, Preacher's coming on. Not Preacher. Preacher's never coming on. He just doesn't. He has whatever. Pete, PTP podcast is coming on in a few minutes, but I am going to get off of here. Demolish a building, you have to leave the premises. Yeah, that's a good point. I hope you guys understand that the entire layout of DC is quite satanic. You can look that up too. Look up the movie Belly of the Beast, documentary about all the Satanism and all the symbolism of DC. Belly of the Beast. Gonna blow your mind. You gotta brace yourself. Miss Mary, God bless you too. Appreciate you. All you folks that have been sending cards and helping Lisa get through this cancer bullshit and keeping her motivated and keeping her spirits up. I thank you all dearly, and all of you that have donated to help us with the copay that they kicked us in the balls with. Only those who have balls, but it's amazing. You guys are incredible. We quite literally, I believe at this moment, we're somewhere around $400 away from being able to get the rest of the treatment done. And one way or another, I mean, I can go collect aluminum cans and just about get $400. So we are very, very close. Anyway, that's all I got for you folks. And just don't give up this thing. And like I say, every end of the video, stay in the fight. And there's a reason I say that, because if you give up the fight, you lose. And as long as I'm still breathing, as long as I can still put up a good scrap, nothing is over. So just keep your head up. Keep on a good note. Think of good fluffy puppies when you start feeling down. Anyway, that's what I got. Hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. Let them know you were here. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Stay in the fight.